Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Trying to get myself pulled up here. How is everybody today? Sorry, guys, just a sec. I had all this stuff pulled up on my computer. It's Wednesday, and I am here with you with the Bright Ideas Crafters and Marketplace every single Wednesday. And I'm going to go ahead and read the lineup while we're waiting for some of you guys to come in. And okay, there we go. Okay, so we have a little change today. Um, Maria's Fake Bake, she's not going to be with us on Wednesdays anymore. There was a something with her schedule, and I don't think she's able to do it anymore. Hey, Rose. Hey, Lori. Good morning, guys. Thanks for coming. So, but she's still going to be, if you want to see her, she'll be on the Spanglish Amigas. She still does that every Friday. But we have a new person. And so let me read that. So you start the day off with me, Ribbon Branch Crafts. And then after me is Colossal Creations with Jenny Jan. Then after her, we have Debbie with Paper Sweeties. Woo, 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 woo. So exciting. I can't wait to see her. Then we got I'm Sonoma Crafty with Christine. Then Heavens to Betsy Cakery. Then we have Our Unique Touch. Then Misty's Creations. Then we have Cultivating Keepsakes. And then at 4 p.m. is when Debbie's Bright Ideas is on. And I think that was her original slot on Wednesday. Or uh, maybe not. But yeah, she'll be on at 4 p.m. Debbie's Bright Ideas. And then closing us out is the beautiful Maria with A to C Crafts and Decor. Hey, Pamela. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Rhonda. There's all my ladies. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so today's challenge was to do, it was called Celebrate Your Heritage. And we were all a little stuck on what to do because honestly, you guys, like, I'm kind of a mutt. You know, there's a lot of German. I do know that in my family, but we never really had like real cultural traditions. Like, we were just, I don't know, like American, I don't know. We didn't really do things. I mean, we celebrated Christmas and stuff like that. But honestly, I made a lot of my own traditions with my family. With my husband and my kids. I had to kind of form a whole new uh, life essentially, and so I decided to just go off of those kind of things. Hey, good morning, Martha. And so a few of the things that have been incorporated that I find extremely important, and hopefully my kids will pass this on to their kids, and then we will have some traditions. But anyways, we had to have three things to share with you. And so my first thing, of course, is creating. And that's, me being here making this craft with you. That's my one thing. Terry, that's my lovely lady. So that's my one thing. It's just me being here making this craft with you. And oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to grab it. Give me 1 second because I want to show you a couple little things that my kids made with the creating. Give me 1 sec, guys. Okay, these are just a couple of the things. My kids are very creative and they're just very artistic. And they liked, the little square characters that I do, and they wanted to make their own. Hey, Peggy, good morning. So this is one that my daughter made. I think I might have showed you guys this, but she made her own. When I was making a strawberry shortcake, she wanted to make one too. So this is just one of many of her creations. And then this is one that my son made. He made a little purple knight. You guys look at that. Look how cool that is. These are both made with clay. I think they did an excellent job. So that's my one thing. Okay, so then the second thing that I wanted to incorporate is, gosh, let me get that again. It's still sitting in here drying. Sorry guys, time just kind of snuck up on me. I forgot to grab this stuff. So the second thing is I started doing Sunday breakfast. And so every Sunday, I would make this whole huge breakfast. So, I'd ask the kids, so what do you want? It didn't matter. If they wanted pancakes, French toast, biscuits, and gravy, I would make every single thing that they asked for, and we would have just a humongous breakfast. Hey, Laura Marie, how are you? And we would just eat on it all day, sometimes the next day, because we would have so much food. So that's one tradition. That's the second thing, and that's why we have this. We're going to do like a fun little breakfast platter. And the third thing is this beautiful thing right here. We're going to make us a Bible. This is the Breakfast of Champs right here. Well, in my family anyway. So this right here, I started a thing, it took me a long time to find, the Lord, and the Lord is a very important part of my life. Hey, good morning, Eliza. And once that happened for me, my kids got very interested in it. I never, pushed it on them, but they saw, what I was doing and what I was reading and all of these things. And then they got very interested and started asking me questions. So they, slowly came around and decided to choose that on their own. And I'm so super proud. It just makes my heart so happy. So anyways, when they go to school, while they're eating their breakfast, I'll read a chapter of the Bible to them. So all of our traditions have a lot to do with the kitchen in the mornings and stuff. So that's why we're going to do a breakfast platter. I tried to smush it all into one thing. And, okay, so that being said, sorry, talking so much, but this is a really cool and important challenge, like very close to my heart. Hey, there's that beautiful Hazel. Good morning. Okay, so we're going to use one of these again, you guys. This one, I think, this is a 4x6 that I use. This is just a little canvas. I think I got this one from the Dollar Tree, but it was either Dollar Tree or Dollar General. I'm pretty sure it's a Dollar Tree, though. Okay, so you're going to need one of these if you want to make this. Yes, Eliza. Hey, Lydia, how are you? Buenos dias. Yes, Eliza, I could not agree with you more. It's something that you have to choose. It's a heart change, so I'm just glad that they did. I blows me away. But anyways, okay, so you're going to need this. I have this. This is just foam board that I got, it's a big, huge piece. Like you could do a bazillion projects with that one piece of foam board, but it has like little 2 pieces of black thin paper, and then it's just a piece of foam in there. And I just cut these to, these are about 3-inch square if you want to do this project. Okay. Good morning, Brenda. Hey, Janice. You're going to need 2 of these, and then I'm going to show you another way to use your egg. So this is one of my eggs, and all I did for this is I just, like kind of how we did our teacup. You cut one end off, cut the other end off, and really this is just a size preference. You just want it, because if you can see, this is kind of going to be our book, and just kind of cut it to fit that. Once you cut the ends off, then you cut it down the middle the long way. Right? And then after you do that, you can trim, if it's sitting up too high, you don't want your book that thick. You can always just trim this a little at a time, and that's really just your preference. You don't have to do that. Yes, me too, Lauren. I have been saved for just a few years now, but I have been seeking my whole life, and let me tell you what a whirlwind it was. But man, once he grabs you, and it's over. So, okay, let's get started. So we're going to start with covering this. And I actually, you guys let me know. I brought my Bible in here because this challenge really is near and dear to my heart, because I get to talk about the Lord and I get to talk about my kids and stuff. But if you guys want, I have my very favorite scripture, and it uplifts me. I feel like it's just kind of everything rolled all into one when you need a little bit of encouragement. And if you guys want to hear that, I would be happy to read it to you. But Like I said, if you guys don't, I respect that. So let me know, because I got it sitting right here with my bookmark and everything ready for you. Sorry. Yeah, open a new bag here. Yes, read it? Okay. I'll get this covered, and then I will, you guys. Yay! I'm so glad. I was hoping you'd say yes. Okay, let me just go ahead and... So the script, my very favorite scripture that I go to often, and it encourages me, it's in the book of Isaiah, if you guys ever want to check it out. And it's Isaiah chapter 40, and it starts on verse 28. Okay, I'm going to read it. It says, have you not known, have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, never faints nor is weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases their strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles, Terry. They shall run and not be weary, and shall walk and not grow faint. This, you guys, to me, it just says it all, because I've had a lot of heartache in my life. I've had a lot of hardships. I've had a lot of trials. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I was mad at God for a lot of my life. Like, I used to say those things like, oh, if there was a God, then why did he put me through this, Because a lot of stuff happened, when I was younger, and, just things that you literally cannot control, but they happen. And so, yay, I'm so glad you guys like that. Yeah, I love that. It just uplifts me. But, so I was mad at God for a lot of my life, but at the same time, I was seeking something, like, you just know. Hey, good morning, Shannon. I was just seeking. Like, I knew there was something more, but it's like, but you don't know, if you guys know what I mean. So, I mean, and I'll just be completely honest with you guys. Like, I looked into New Age stuff. I looked into, Buddhist stuff. I looked into, what is Catholicism all about? Like, you name it, I researched it. I watched Ancient Aliens like crazy, just simply because I wanted to learn. I wanted to know, what is all of this about? How does it all connect? You guys, I could talk to you about this like forever. I've done so much research, and I could tell you some things. I say, if you ever have questions, like, the paranormal, I was into that for a long time. And, how does it all connect? How does it all connect? And just one day, I was, actually, my husband, he was like, why don't you ever read the Bible? For some reason, you guys, I was one of them ones that was like, well, it was written by a man. That's that, you know what I mean? I can't trust that, because, I'm not the most trusting person. It takes a lot for me to let somebody in. And, so, I decided to do that, and I just opened up. I didn't know. I've never read it before. And the very first verse that I read, I was like, I don't know if you guys know that feeling I'm talking about, but it literally blew me backwards. I didn't know what to do with myself. And then right after that, I felt so convicted, like I couldn't get rid of like all the stuff that I had, like my little, books and things like that. I couldn't get rid of them quick enough, you guys. And that's how my journey started. But yeah, I did a lot of seeking. Yes, and the angry thing, Lauren Marie, I was going to say is, sorry, I went on a tangent, but once he grabs you like that, and then it softens your heart enough to where you're like, okay, I love you, Lord. I see you now. But why? Like, you still have questions like, why did you let that happen? I still don't understand. Like, I love you, but help me understand, So then I was in that place for a long time. And he did. He slowly showed me over the years, through more trials. and just various things and blessings, lots of blessings, but there were quite a few trials. And honestly, like, I had a lot to learn, and I see that now. That's what it is. He's priming you, like he's cleansing you. I like to think of it as like you know, the most beautiful gold necklace, right? How do you get that beautiful, beautiful, pure piece of gold? You have to purify it with fire, and it melts all the impurities away. I don't know if you guys know that. Also, diamonds, one of the most sought after things. People love them. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, all of that, right? Um, how are diamonds made? Do you guys know? With lots of pressure, and they start off as dirty pieces of coal. Ain't that something? And then you just start to see like the similarities of, I guess you could say, God's design and the way He works everything to a higher purpose, and for everything to have its greater good and its purpose. And, once I started understanding that, I started to look at my life different. And then once I started understanding, I started actually, thanking Him for those things, like, hey, this sucks and I really don't want to do this, but I know that means something's fixing to happen. So I just started, I guess, submitting to His will, not mine. I used to be a control freak. That was another thing. And, just because of the trust, and I've had so much betrayal in my life, that's kind of where that came from. And then once I started letting that go, you guys, my life has gotten so much more carefree and just so much better, so much better. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. I'm glad you want to hear stuff like that. Like I said, I could go on and on all day long. But okay, that's all there is to that. I just covered this in black clay, and I put the front. I just kind of pushed it down, and you already have that canvas. This is the back part of the canvas, and you just kind of gently form it in there, and that's how you get easy peasy little tray. You could put some lines in there if you wanted, and get like a wood grain, kind of look if you wanted. Yes, Stacy, I do too. I do too. It's hard, y'all. It's hard. That's why I just want to be creating with love and grace. Hello, my friend. Hey, Andrea. That's why I like to be as transparent with you guys as possible, and just the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's talk about it, like my flaws and everything, because I feel like that's part of why, like, you're not supposed to hide that about yourself. That's part of what makes you, is you have your own special story, your own way of connecting to people and what they're going through. Because I promise you, whatever you're going through, He will use that, and He's going to bless somebody else, because you were the one who He knew you'd get through it, and He knew you'd come out clean on the other side. So that's, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Yes, Lord Marie, like stuff like that. It's just, we can never understand, like the Bible says that, is like, we, He is so glorious, like who can understand it, but He has a higher purpose. And, there's things 5 years from now, if you make the choice that He's hoping you'll make today, that He'll use to bless you with, that He's already thought about. Like, just, there is something beautiful. Just, I try to keep that in my head when I get upset, and when I start to go back to that, like, oh, what? And then I have to be like, no. Yeah, right, Andrea? I mean, yeah. So, hello. Oh my gosh, Laura Marie, yes. I think us moms, I think any good mom, you have that, like, you want to be a good mom, and there ain't no rule book to it. I mean, you could have the best parents in the world and still be like, so, completely different experience, like, because your kids, they have their own personalities, they have their own, stuff, and it's just all a navigating thing. But just know, I mean, for me personally, I just feel like as long as they know that they are very well loved, all that other stuff, it won't matter. It won't matter. Hello, there's the pretty Debbie. How are you today, ma'am? But that's how I feel. I mean, my kids are absolutely wonderful. I love my kids so much. They have the most beautiful spirits. They're just, I love them. And I'm sure every mom says that about their kids, and we should, you know. Um, but yeah, I really do believe, you know, in a marriage too, for that matter, you know, you put the love and that time first. You know, you don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff all the time with them. Like, one of my favorite things that my kids like to do with me is just sitting on the couch and giggling together. Those are some of our best memories. Or we go swimming at the creek, you know, because, you know, we don't have a whole lot of money, to be totally honest. And so that's like a cheap, free thing that we can do that the kids love. And we'll get McDonald's and go sit by the water and watch kids swim. It's like some of their most favorite memories in the whole entire world. And I wouldn't want it any other way. And breakfast. Oh my gosh. So I forgot to tell you about this part. This is just a one of those cupcake dummies. Remember I told you I had these in bulk, so I was just another way to try to use this up. And all I'm doing, I didn't cut this down or nothing. I just covered this in the chocolate color, to do our chocolate cupcake. But you can do like that cookie color if you want, and that would make a really cool, just like a regular. If you want to do a different kind of muffin, you could use that color for you know, like if you want to do a blueberry muffin or something like that, that would be really cute too. But it's just the cupcake dummies. Yes, Eliza, ain't that the truth? He will turn your mess into a message. Believe that. It's so true. Hey, Cheryl. Yeah, what is the name of the book? I would like to know that too. Yeah, it's so true, you guys. Okay, so how this is super duper easy, and I think it looks pretty real too. So we're just going in. I have my little I think it's a girl brush, but I think, you know, a toothbrush, or like I said, those the black bristle brushes that you can get from Dollar Tree, that would work really good too. Hey, Christine, there's the lady. Me and Terry was talking about you, the how funny you are in your after dark lives. You guys, if you can ever catch Christine in her late night lives, she is hilarious. I mean, you're hilarious anyway, but those are like really really funny. Your mess is your mess is God's miracle, y'all, is what Eliza said. By Samuel Rodriguez is the book she's reading. Thank you, ma'am, for telling everybody that. So I'm just going all around, just pushing all in. This is a very pretty fuss free project again. Like, the Bible is really not that hard to do. And we'll do that part next, because I've been yapping. I'm so sorry. Okay, so then when I'm doing my top, let me see if I can show you. Like, see how you get that right there? I just kind of push just a little bit, and see how it kind of created like a little bit more of a muffin top. Make sure you do that, because it does help it look more realistic. See, doesn't that look really real? Easy peasy, guys. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is I pre-made these. I just made some little chocolate squares. That's all they are, just little squares. And I'm just gonna put them in here so they look like little chocolate chunks. Just kind of separate them out, and then I have like these different little chocolate chip shapes that I made, and let them dry. I made this size and then this size, so like it keeps interest, you know, to the eye if you have, little different variations. So I'm just going to put a few of these in here. And we are done with our chocolate muffin, you guys. Look how cute that is. We did that in like 2 minutes. Not bad. Okay, so I'm going to set this off to the side because I want to put the Bible on our piece before we start adding the other little stuff. Okay, so I think that's all I need for the chocolate. Okay, then I'm going to get out my milk chocolate. You can do whatever color you want because, I mean, it's a Bible. Like my Bible I just showed you, it's purple. So, whatever you want for this part, really. Hey, Tina! How are you? And my husband's Bible is like that thin black leather on it. So just whatever you want to do. And you can put little designs on it. We're just going to keep it simple today, so I make sure that I can finish this for you guys. Okay, so I got my milk chocolate. Let me move this up a little bit. Sorry, I had to turn that around. And I'm just going to roll this out. Kind of keep it a little bit of like a, like a longer shape here. And I'll show you why. And just get that rolled out. And then we're going to go in and get our little 2 pieces that we cut. And I'm just going to put some tacky glue on one side of each one. Debbie, thank you for saying that about this, because this is like really saving me on the clear tacky glue. Okay, so then I'm just taking my piece and we're just going to go ba-doop, just like that. And make sure you leave a little space in between, okay? And I'll show you why. Just trim off the excess. Do not cut this, okay? We're just going to fold our edges. Gently fold because it can be a little sharp. You can soften your edges a little bit if you want to, but mine came out fine. Just be a little careful. And you don't have to go all the way through, but you want it, I don't know, at least a third of the way covered. But this is going to cover the rest of it, so you don't have to worry too much. Yeah, that's really cool, Rhonda and Debbie, that you guys get to watch. Like, that's really cool. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, so I just folded this down. And then, and actually Maria's Fake Bake, she did one, I don't know, it was back when I very first found her, and it was on her YouTube, and this stuck on me, hang on, but it was on her YouTube, and she did like what was it? It was like a book, in a bookworm, but her book was like huge. So if you want to check that out and see how she did her book too. It does look a little hazy today, doesn't it? I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, that's why. Let me move this. Is that better? I think it was my light. Is that better, Christine? Okay, so this is what you're going to have, okay? Now, with this, let me see if I can show you. You're just going to bring your 2 pieces together. See what I'm doing? Like this. And see how it gives you like your little binder? Isn't that cool? Does it look better, you guys? Is it not so hazy? I think I might have moved my light too far over when I was crafting yesterday. But that's all there is to it. There's our book. So now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to tilt this a little bit. Just however you want. And then that's where we're at right now, okay? Just make sure you leave enough so you can see all your little breakfast. It is a little better? Okay. I'll have to try to see if I can fix that better for next time. Thank you for telling me. I noticed that too. Okay, so now we're going to do the pages of the Bible. And that is just some white. And that's where we're going to use these two now, okay? Stacy, the little black things are you talking about? That is it's foam board that you get at the Dollar Tree. It's like this huge piece. I don't have I pretty much use all mine up, but it's you get it where like the garage sale signs are, and like it's poster board and stuff like that. It's right in there, but it's called foam board. Okay, so all I'm doing for this is, I think that's too much. And I cut them, Stacy, to, for this particular project, I did about 3 inches, and that seems to fit the egg pretty good. You are welcome, my friend. No, you don't have to change your beds. Okay, so now for this, all I did is I just rolled out, see how thick my log is? And then I'm just going to take my scissors, because it's really not, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to cut, because I want a little bit of a flat side. There's probably an easier way to do this. This is just the way I did it. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little bit of my white, and then I'm going to tacky glue, because we're going to adhere our 2 pieces together. It'll just help it while you're doing this part, so it don't move on you. See, that's all I'm doing, just to help it stay in place. Because the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put this on. I need a little bit to keep it. Okay. And then we're just going to wrap it around. And I'll show you what we're going to do. This does not have to look perfect. Just wrap it around. See? Mine's not even covered all the way yet. And then we're just going to kind of, that's why I said you want your log to be a little thick because what we're going to do next with the clay. But just kind of smooth it up a little bit. And it does not matter. Do not worry about trying to keep it pretty, because we're going to mess it up anyway. But that's what you want. See how I covered it? And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Hey, Betsy, good morning. Got a little too much. And I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just kind of smoothing this up. Or pushing it up, not really smoothing. We're just covering. Okay, so this is what you want. You want it to be about that far up on your sides. And then I just covered it like that, okay? So now the next thing we're going to do with this is we're going to do that, like the hat trick thing that I showed you. And we're just going to do our little um, every other line type of thing. Let me show you what I mean. So we're just going to do one line, just do some little lines across. And then you're going to go in between the lines that you just did. You see that? And just kind of alternate like that. And it helps you get, this looks really cool on, like I said, if you're putting wrinkles in hats, this is what I do. And it looks really cool. And then I found yesterday it works really good for making like a book page kind of thing. And then just once you get your basic lines in there, you just kind of randomly go. See that? Isn't that cool? Let's do the other side. That's why I said don't worry about this because, we're doing all kinds of little lines in it anyways. So it'll just add to like that, ruffled paper look. And now we're just going to do our sides. Oops. Hold on. I just realized my clay is shifted. Some of my styrofoam was showing. Okay. I'm going to redo that. This one. And the last side. And I do want to show you how to do these toppings. I got a couple cool toppings or ways to do them that I figured out yesterday if you want to try this. Okay, so we got our book. So we don't... I'm going to put a little bit of tacky glue on. And then we're just going to center your book. And then just gently press down. Yes, Terry, I was talking about that earlier. Oh my gosh. Christine's awesome. If y'all haven't checked her out, you should. She's very entertaining and makes like such cool stuff. She doesn't do like any one thing. She does like all kinds of different crafts. She's a very, very creative person. And she is hilarious. She will keep you entertained. Okay, so I'm just getting a little more white and we're going to finish our book. And that's pretty much all it is to it with the book. Because see, after it dried, I just did like just little squiggles and then wrote Holy Bible on there. And that's all there is to the Bible, y'all. And I shaded it. I just used my tones from my contour palette, the tans that I got. And that's all there is to it if you want to make it look a little old. Or you don't even have to do that if you want to keep keep it like the stark white pages. However you want to do it. I think I didn't need all of that. But easy peasy, y'all, if you want to try this. And, you don't have to make this particular project. You could do a different, like if you want to do a children's book or something, that would look super cute, or just, whatever kind of book you want to do. Okay, so this top page we're going to do, I think I had it at about 6 inches when I did it yesterday. And I'm just going to just kind of straighten my edge here. Again, this does not have to be perfect because it's like, it's like a wonky book. So, and then I would say you want it about 3 inches long. Or wide, I mean, sorry. So I'm just going to trim this. Rhonda, yes, that would be beautiful. That's a great idea. Rhonda said decoupage pages of the Bible, pages of Bible would be awesome. That really would be cool. I gotta trim a little more. Hang on. Okay, so all we're going to do to finish this off is I'm going to put a little tacky glue on. And then I'm just going to make sure it covers the top evenly, covers up the rest of my styrofoam, and then just kind of gently press so it looks like the pages are laying. And then this is what we have at the moment, okay? Hey, Irina, how are you? Debbie! That's our new beautiful Debbie. She makes some really cool stuff, you guys. Her name is Debbie, and she's coming on after Colossal Creations with Jenny. Paper Sweeties. Cool stuff. And then I'm just taking, this is my silicone tool, but probably a paintbrush or something would work pretty much the same. Just get a little bit thicker one. Thank you very much, Debbie. And then we're just going to gently go through. And then that gives you like the little binder look. Okay? And that's pretty much all there is to that. I can't do this part because, like I said, make sure you wait till it's dry because, it'll drag your clay and then it can just be not very nice looking. So I think that's all I need for that. So now we're going to take our chocolate muffin and I'm just going to gently set that in. And since everything's wet, it should just stick and be, Eilena, I'm making, it was Celebrate Your Heritage, and I was telling them I don't really have, like, traditions and stuff like that. I had to make my own traditions when I got married and, have my kids and stuff. And 3 of our traditions is what I'm doing with you guys, the crafting. My kids are super duper creative, and I'll show you guys again. My daughter made this. This is one of many of her little projects. And then my son made this. So that was my one thing. And then the other 2 things is I started a tradition of making Sunday breakfast for my kids. It's just a humongous, just hodgepodge of all kinds of yummy breakfast stuff, and we just eat on it all day. And then the Bible, we read the Bible a lot. And I try to read to them, when they're getting ready for school. That's another tradition that I try to incorporate as well. So we're making like a breakfast, like start your day off right kind of breakfast platter. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do, I want to make sure I show you this. We're going to do the French toasties, I think, next, okay? And I'll show you how I did the syrup. This is very easy, you guys. It is resin. I was scared to try to use resin for a long time. I stayed away from it. Because, you hear all them stories, like people say it's really hard to work with. And I will say one thing I've learned, if you're going to do like the part A and part B type resin, you have to have your measurements right. I learned that, and otherwise your resin will not sit up properly. But one thing that is very easy to get into if you're wanting to, try to dabble a little bit with resin, UV resin. I'll show you how to do it because that's what we're using today. Now you want these a little bit thick because we don't want no thin toasties. I got this little bread cookie cutter. I got mine on Amazon, and it come in like 3 or 4 different sizes. And I'm going to cut 2 of them out. And this is just like, I guess if you have like the cookie color clay, this would be similar to that, but I made my own. This is just white and the milk chocolate clay. So I'm cutting 2 of them out. Yes, it's the little things, right, Christine? It's like you ain't got to do all that extra stuff like going here and out. You know what I mean? It's about the love. They're gonna remember how well you loved them. When I look back on my own personal life, those are the things that I think about, how well I was or was not loved. You know what I mean? So that's why I try to make that the prominent thing as a mom and as a wife, to be totally honest. So it trickles down, it really does. So I'm just getting my little grill tool back out, and we're just going to make it look a little more like French toast. No biggie. Good morning, Cecilia. How are you, my friend? And we're just going to do that to both of them. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and set these on. So actually, I better go ahead and do that. I think that's why I did it. Now this part, I am going to do while it's wet. I'm going against my rule only because it's going to be really hard to get in here, and you're not going to be able to get in here once the resin is over top to color it. So I got my paint marker, my brown, and plus it's on the side anyway, so if it dries a little bit, that's not that. I mean, it's French toast. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? So I'm just going around the edge, and that's how we're getting our crust. You could do a thin, flat log if you wanted to of like brown clay, and that would look really cute. But I'm just going around. You guys are so funny. You guys make my whole day. So glad you guys are able to find the time. I know it's, a weird time, middle of the work week in the morning, so I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. So that's all you're going to get. Don't have to be perfect. You just want it to look a little toasty-ish. And I'm just going to set one there. Yes, Christine. I know. I think about that too. Mine's only, my daughter's going to be 7 August 1st, and my son is 14. And so I know it's still a long ways away before I think about them moving like that and stuff, but I don't want to do. I feel you, girl. I told my husband, I said, if they do end up moving away, and that's how they want to go and do their life, by all means, but you ain't getting rid of me that easy, because I'm gonna come visit all the time. I was like, you just give me a reason to leave the state for a little while. I tell my kids all the time, well, you're stuck with me forever. Okay, so that's all there is to that, and then we're just gonna I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this one in a little bit. And there's our French toast. So now, real quick, let me show you how to do. We'll put our little piece of butter on, and then I'll show you how to do the resin. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just got me a little ball of yellow. I'm gonna flatten it and then kind of smush it with my fingers, and then flatten and squish it, almost like you're doing like a marshmallow, but flat, I guess. And then I flip it and do the same thing. And we just got a little piece of butter. Thank you, Debbie. I know, right? I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, no, I want some French toast. But I feel too lazy. I don't want to make it today. Oh, Sunday breakfast. There we go. Sunday breakfast, y'all. So that's what you got. Okay, really quick. Let me show you how to do. Where did I put my cup? I might have to get another one. Just a sec, y'all. Okay, these are just little paper Dixie cups. I got a whole bunch of them. And you can just throw it away when you're done. So get you a little paper Dixie cup, or just a little throwaway cup, and a popsicle stick. Okay, I probably should wear gloves, but we're not, messing with it a whole lot. Oh, and the kit that I got, it came with, this is the resin that I got, if anybody is wanting to try this. Oh my gosh, Christine, that sounds amazing. My favorite is Texas toast. Have you guys ever had a French toast with Texas toast? Oh my gosh, it is so good. And you get this in there. This is a UV light. It's already comes ready to go. And then you get like a pair of gloves or something, I think. It's like a little kit, and it's not that expensive. But yeah, you guys, the first time, maybe not yeah, I think it was the first time I went to IHOP, and I don't know if they still have it now, but my very favorite thing from there is the stuffed French toast. Have you guys heard of that? Oh my gosh. It's like this cream. So I'm just squirting just a little bit. You don't need much at all, because our project's not that big. And see, it's just clear. Okay. And then I got some dyes. These are just food coloring that I'm using, because I'm not like real advanced with this. So I just got the, yes, oh my gosh. But it's like this cream cheesy, sweet filling, and really thick, fluffy. And then it has strawberry sauce. Oh, you guys, so good. So I'm going to do 2 drops of brown. And then I'm going to do 4 drops of yellow. Okay. Yes, Debbie, I'm trying to dabble, and I've made a few things, but I started with the UV resin because it's a lot less fuss free, and like you can harden it right away and stuff. And it's actually pretty fun. It's actually pretty fun. It's just the best thing that I can tell you. Definitely just make sure when you're measuring that you get the exact amount for the 1-to-1 ratio. Because I tried to make some gummy bears with the actual overnight, 24-hour resin stuff. And some of my gummy bears were fine, but some of them, Nope. They were like still gooey. And they never really fully set, so so that's what that's gonna give you. See? Looks just like syrup, y'all. Okay, so this is all we're gonna do. You're just gonna, I'll show you with a little bit really quick. But you're just gonna do a little bit at a time, then cure it. Then a little bit, then cure it. A little bit, then cure it. Because if you don't, if you put it all on there and you try to put it however way you want and then you try to cure it, it's liquid. You know, it takes it a little bit, just even though it hardens fast, it's still gonna have time to move on you. So that's why I say just do it in small sections and then you can just put, in my opinion, Debbie, yes. Yeah. Rhonda says yes too. Yeah, it just seems a lot more like fuss free, and you can kind of like fart around and, you know, mess with it a little bit. And it's already pre mixed, so you don't have to worry about messing up your ratios. You know what I mean? Like it just comes just like that. And I don't know if you can get bigger ones or not. Those are just the ones that I bought. But I'm going to start and I will show you guys. See how it starts to move? And this UV light that they give you, you have a 60-second, a 90-second, and a 150-second option. And it's just, it normally takes, depending on how thick it is, and that's another reason why you want to work in small sections so it'll cure properly too. And you want to do, yeah, I would say 2 to 3 minutes just to be safe. Yes, Rhonda, UV resin is actually what I use for like my tumbler tops. Um, you know, like I don't know if you guys see where they put the fake ice. I have fake ice chips, but that's how they adhere them on there, where you're still able to wash it and stuff. If you're wanting to experiment with that, you just put the little fake you put some of the UV resin on your lid. Just make sure you don't get the straw hole, and then put your little cubes around and put your light on there and shapoopy. You got your little, see? That's it. Okay? And I'm going to finish this off, probably off camera, because I'm going to show you this really, really quick. But that's all there is to that. You just keep adding and then curing. Adding and then curing. And it looks really cool, and it looks exactly like syrup. So, for the pancakes, super duper 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 easy. As a matter of fact, let me show you the filling, because it's just 2 little circles. Do the grill brush thing. Easy, right? Put a little bit of your contour palette on there to get the, you guys already know, I'm sure, how to do the little ice cream swirl, but I'm going to show you how to do that jelly right there. I've got to show you that before I get off of here. Because this is so cool, you guys. I'm going to do a blueberry one. Blue dye from the same pack. This, y'all. This makes really cool jelly. It takes a while to dry, but this is really cool. Thanks, Betsy. I may do that. Maybe I will do that. If you want to watch that stuff, Heavens to Betsy Cakery, she does a lot of resin stuff. And, okay, so this is Gorilla Waterproof Caulk and Seal. I got it on Amazon. Clear. Very important. You have to have the clear. Yeah. So, and also be careful, because this stuff is pretty stinky. I'm just saying. And we're just gonna squirt some in there. That's how it comes out. Okay, we've got a couple minutes. Now this stuff, we're gonna start off with 2 drops. Okay. Yeah, Betsy, that's a good idea. I might try to do that, but like I said, I'm still learning myself. And man, I was gonna show y'all how to do them gummy bears, but like I said, one batch came out perfect, and then the other batch came out like, I was like, oh my gosh. Good thing I had silicone molds, because Lord, I don't think I was gonna get that out of there. Okay, so this is a little bit of a booger to mix, but you're just gonna go like this, and then squish it on your side. Squish, squish, squish. you know, and that's just how you mix it, okay? Look at that. Doesn't that look like blueberry jelly jam? How cool is this, you guys? Yes, yes, Debbie, yes. Yep, try it out, girlfriend, because it's fun. Like I said, it's a little stinky. Debbie, you probably already know that. Let me show you that really quick. I got these on Amazon too. Maria's Fake Bake, she said something about alcohol inks. I think those are what a lot of people prefer for like resin if you really start getting into it. I just did this because, like I said, I was just farting around and I really didn't know what I was doing. So this is why I have these. And they work great for like what we do, fake baking and stuff. But this is what it looks like. The one that I got. I got it on Amazon. See, look at all the colors you get. There's a pink one in there. So yeah, Surebonder has a rainbow colored glue sticks and show you how to use. Oh, that's really cool. That's a good idea. I have to look into that. That's pretty neat. But that's all there is to it. So I'm just going to finish this up while we're going to go ahead and go over to Colossal Creations with Jenny. She's on next. And I'm going to be finishing this up. I just want to make sure I show you how to do this. And that's all there is to it, y'all. All there is to it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thank you for hanging out with me today. It was so fun. Thank you for letting me share a little bit more of my life and the things that, you know, mean so much to me. It's so nice to hear that you guys appreciate it. And it means a lot to me. But thank you for coming and hanging out. I'm going to jump off. Let's go see Jenny Jan. And never, ever, ever, ever forget how much Jesus loves you. Okay, guys? Bye.